29th. A little bit of background on the event. This event was started in 2007 by a group of enthusiastic ladies with a simple idea. Invite your friends, co-workers, and family into your home or your business or your church group and give them some coffee, treats, or wine or cheese, and in return ask for a donation to the hospital foundation. Since 2007, $308,000 have been raised for essential medical equipment for the hospital. So why do we plan this event? The majority of the hospital's operating dollars flow through the Ontario Ministry of Long-Term or Health and Long-Term Care, and funding for capital equipment remains the responsibility of the community whose members will benefit the most from it. Therefore, participation in Northumberland's biggest coffee morning helps to ensure that our doctors, nurses, and staff will have access to the most up-to-date medical equipment to provide the highest level of care right here in our own community.
On behalf of the committee, I'd like to thank you so much for coming today. Adrian has given you some of the details on why we host this event and when this year's event will take place. But in addition to this, there's another really important fact that I should tell you about. This year's Northumberland's biggest coffee morning celebrates and honours the lives of 3 individuals who made a significant difference in our communities. And we are pleased to tell you that some of those recipients' family members are with us today. I'd like to welcome you. Thank you for coming. This year's recipients are Isabella Troop, Cheryl Fisher, and Ron Templer.
This year we really want to stress that it doesn't have to be just coffee. It can be wine and cheese, it can be beer, it can be barbecue, it can be a card game, it can be anything you want. And all you have to do is register your party online at nhhcoffee.ca, and you'll get an information kit delivered to you with everything you need to know about hosting your own party.
Isabella was a loyal and generous supporter of the hospital, and together with her husband Fred, they made the biggest single largest individual donation to build the new Northumberland Hills Hospital. Her continued generosity and support is one of the many reasons this hospital is such a fine facility. The next recipient, Cheryl Fisher, was a much beloved nurse at the Northumberland Hills Hospital for over 30 years. Her colleagues fondly remember her as a beautiful person, both inside and out, who truly cared about her patients and she loved what she did. Ron Templer was a familiar face at Northumberland Hills Hospital, serving this community as a member of the auxiliary. But Ron's commitment to community extended far beyond the hospital. He was a founding member of the Northumberland Players and his Probus Club, and he continued to serve these organizations right up until the time he passed away.
The 3 individuals we chose this year have a strong connection to the foundation and the hospital. They've either worked here, they're donors of our foundation, and they provide care here for us. So we really wanted to honor them and what they helped achieve here at the hospital.
I just want to reinforce the message that hosting a party is easy and lots of fun. I have held several myself, and we want to tell you that you can step outside the box of coffee. You don't have to have a coffee party. Anybody can host any kind of party they wish. Last year, my husband and I gave excuse me, a cocktail party, and it turned out to be a roaring success. But you can have a barbecue, a lunch, anything you wish that will raise money. Be creative. And in return, all your guests are invited to make a donation to the hospital in order to support purchasing equipment. And speaking of equipment for the hospital, proceeds from this year's event will be directed towards surgical services. I would like to stress that it doesn't have to be just coffee that you serve. It could be anything at all. Somebody had a beer party one year, which was a huge success, as you can imagine. Wine and cheese has also been done, and that was also hugely successful. So whatever anyone chooses to do is fine with us. And if the date of May the 29th doesn't suit you, that's fine too. We like to have as many parties as possible on that day, but any time surrounding that date is fine with us too. And to get started organizing a party, you can simply register online at www.nhhcoffee.ca, or you can pick up registration forms at the Foundation office. The best source of information for any questions you may have is the website I just mentioned. And I encourage everyone to visit the site frequently to get a list of public parties that will be held.
The Surgical Services Department is always the one that is in need of new equipment, and whatever we can do to help them with all their scopes and different equipment they need, we do. We don't have a specific item yet. The capital equipment list is still in the works, so once we have that, we will know exactly what items we're going to purchase this year.